Everyone knows the story of David and Goliath. I think I heard it when I was a child. Like most people, I stopped believing that story when I grew up. In the real world, things just don't work out that way. At the beginning of the 1960s, no one believed a small family car could achieve any significant results in professional motor racing. No one but one man. My father, John Cooper. My grandfather, Charles Cooper, before the war, was a mechanic for the great land-speed record holder, Edin. My father and his school friend, Eric Brandon, decided they wanted to get into motor racing and build a car.
It was a piece of craftsmanship, perfected in a corner of the garage, while the other mechanics worked on regular cars.
Into the last of the 15 laps, and John Cooper is in the lead.
The car was an extraordinary success, largely due to a peculiarity that made it stand out among other racing cars. The engine was located in the back, not in the front.
They produced this little car in their family garage business, just down here behind me in Hollyfield Road in Surbiton. Through the 1950s, Cooper began to diversify away from the early motorcycle engine cars.
I think my dad met John Cooper around about 1956-57 and started to work for him. Well, in 1957, something quite magical happened really in Monaco in the Formula One race.
There's a strong British contingent at the start of the Monaco Grand Prix.
It's the first time that a rear-engine car raced in Formula One, and my father raced it in a Cooper.
In 1959, Jack Brabham won the Formula One World Championship, driving a rear-engine Cooper T51.
Last lap and ahead of Tony Brooks' Ferrari was Jack Brabham. He hurled his Cooper over the line.
1959 was a milestone in John Cooper's career. On August 26th, the classic Mini was launched.
Beat the drums for the fabulous twins, the Austin 7 and the Morris Mini Minor.
The classic Mini was created by Alec Isigonis,
Sit in it, ride in it, drive it.
a British-Greek car designer who was already famous for the Morris Minor design.
The little Mini was such a dear little thing and was greeted in this country as an extraordinary breath of fresh air.
John Cooper immediately saw the potential of the Mini as a racing car. He thought its traverse engine and front-wheel drive, in addition to a wide stance, could do wonders on the tracks. He discussed the idea with Alec Isigonis, who happened to be a friend of his. Isigonis wasn't happy about the idea of a performance Mini. He saw the Mini as an everyday car and was reluctant to develop a racing model. Eventually, John Cooper managed to convince Isigonis by speaking with George Harriman, BMC's new managing director. It took years to reach the final stage of research. In September 1961, John Cooper presented the Mini Cooper, and almost 2 years later, he introduced the Mini Cooper S. Against all odds, the Mini Cooper S won the 1964 Monte Carlo Rally, beating the V8 Ford Falcon in the last stages.
Mini won the Monte 64, 65, 66, and we were disqualified, so we did everything to have the 67 as a revenge.
Despite the technical and mechanical improvements that affected the classic Mini, its essence remained unchanged for 40 years. Then, in 2001, the BMW Group launched the new Mini. After John Cooper's death, Mike Cooper started working with the John Cooper Works brand.
I remember when we did the exhaust on the new John Cooper Works Mini, we went through about 20, 25 prototype exhausts before we got the exact sound we were looking for.
Thanks to the John Cooper Works trademark, John Cooper's heritage today is not limited to the racing tracks. It is part of the life of every performance car lover. Tracing back the story of John Cooper, we found that genius is not always connected with insanity. More often, it originates from the inspiration, the energy, and the passion that those men and women put into their work. The cars that John Cooper left us represent that exact message: inspiration, energy, and passion. Because to John Cooper, those cars were his whole life.